Well, good morning, folks. Good to see everybody here. It's now spring. It's about time. It was a hard winter. I hope your spring is going well. Around here, though, it might as well still be a late winter. It's still cold. I still have my scarf. We are not beyond the point where we don't have to worry about a snow, even if it is early April. And there's always plenty of room for a nice ice storm or something like that, equally despicable. If you're new to the channel, and a few new faces, hello there, welcome. I hope you like what you see, what you hear, and if you do, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel. And for those of you who have been here before, welcome back. It's always good to see you, and I hope you're doing right fine. Now, today I wanted to share with you something that I shared with the visitors when I still worked at Kemp's Ford School in that Living History Park years ago, that I should not have shared, but did pay the price for sharing it. As a matter of fact, if you've been around the channel for a while, you remember I've shared something before that I should not have shared. You'd think I learned my lesson. I am a teacher after all. But maybe not, because today we're going to do the same thing, just a different format. During the wintertime at the park, when the park is closed, all of us do other things. We catch up on our research. All the material that goes into a program comes from research. Hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. If you've ever done research on any subject, you know what I'm talking about. And there were also times when we were farmed out as laborers because the park needs to be put back together for the spring opening. So I was in my office and working on that machine that's a gateway to all things knowledgeable. And I came across a census site with census information, United States Census. And I looked at it, well, okay, I have other sources for census information. What does this site give me that I can't get somewhere else? So I did some investigation into it and realized I've hit the gold mine. This is wonderful material. It's not so much the actual material, but its presentation, how it was organized, how it appeared on the screen, what I could do to adjust it and make changes and look at some jurisdiction and compare it to another jurisdiction for a given subject, agriculture, cropland, woodland. It was wonderful. It was called the Harvard Census Browser, and don't bother looking it up. It's not there anymore. Like so many things from that electronic medium, it can disappear at any time, and it did. But before it disappeared, I just raided that thing like the James boys raided a bank. I even, in a future job, used the Harvard Census Browser to gather information to help somebody write a book on Reconstruction in South Carolina. Got a nice little thank you in the acknowledgments. Now, the Harvard Census Browser presented some information on various religions, and I thought, well, that's interesting. We don't do much religious talking in the schoolhouse. Some, not a great deal, could get into serious trouble over that. But I clicked on it and found a table of essentially faiths in the United States in the year of 1850. Let me ask you folks, what do you think is the predominant religion in America in 1850? I'll give you a moment or two. No, sorry, not Catholicism. We're not too keen on Catholics at this point in our history. Any other guesses? Judaism? Same thing. Sorry, not going to work. Any other? No, you're not going to guess, are you? Well, it's Methodism. This came as a surprise to me. I didn't think that were true. Now, the way the Census Bureau from which the Harvard Census browser took its information, calculated this, was not terms of number of adherents to a given faith. It was how many houses of worship they had. And top of the list was Methodism. The Methodists outnumbered all others. I thought, that's interesting. I'm going to copy that down and just see if I can't use that as material for my program in the schoolhouse. Here's what happened. One day, there was a fairly substantial crowd, maybe 24 people, and the subject came up. I thought, well, okay, here's my opportunity to mention what I had found. And so I did. I mentioned to the crowd that the predominant faith, according to census figures in 1850, was Methodism. And a millisecond later, I realized I had violated one of the chief rules of public speaking. Know your audience. I'm sure you've heard the expression, if looks could kill, and if they could, I wouldn't be here. The reaction verbally was not very much. The reaction facially, substantial. Okay, so in 1850, predominant faith in the United States is Methodism. We're in Southwest Virginia. The audience is not Methodist. They're Baptist. Which is fine by me. But the reaction to them was, oh, I never brought that up again. I know better. Now, from a previous time that I had found something, and I mentioned it on one of our previous episodes, I found something and shared it and got backlash for it. You'd think, learn my lesson, I'm not going to do that again. I am a teacher after all, I'm supposed to learn lessons. This time I did not. Now, I could if I wanted to, and although I'm tempted not to, I shouldn't do it, I could run a whole series of episodes from here at the schoolhouse on things I found, things I shared, and things I regretted sharing. But that's for the future. For the future. For the present, I should light a fire because it's still cold around here. I hope that you folks are doing well, as I said earlier. Hope the spring turns out to be whatever it is you want it to be. As for myself, I certainly have a great deal of work to catch up on. I've been absent from school for some time working out in the tobacco fields because everybody else, including my students, are there too. So this is my chance to catch up on a few things. In the meantime, thank you very much for coming. To you new folks, to you not so new folks, your regulars. I appreciate everybody being here. And until such time as our paths cross, I have the honor to remain your most respectful and obedient servant, Dave Diggs, coming to you from, guess where, as usual, as always, coming to you from a long time ago. Please take care. We'll see you next time.